PMAC movies back in the holy crap disorganized movie room. You can see I have to have movies on the table here. They're just stacked up all over it because there's only so much room in this movie room. There's just movies all over. But we got some fun stuff coming for you to see in this brand new, say it with me now, brand spanking new PMAC Movies haul video. Funny story about spanking. Before we get into the haul, I worked at a prison years ago, and when I started there, I was going to be taking over this area from a female counselor, and and my supervisor, who I became friends with, called this other counselor Spanky. And the reason why he called her Spanky was right in front of the inmates, she'd be going back and forth with the corrections officer on the dorm there, and they'd be like spanking each other. Very strange. So then he started calling her Spanky. I mean, not to her face, of course, but to me, pretty funny. So now that we've touched on that, now that we've talked about Spanky, let's go ahead and take a look at what PMAC has gotten lately. I couldn't remember. Some of these I might have showed off already. I'm not really quite sure. This one I probably did. This was one I pre-ordered from a previous Target buy two get one sale. I do recommend checking this show out for sure. It's one of DC's better shows. It is Stargirl here on Blu-ray with the digital code and slip box. Yeah, I certainly recommend this if you can get it for a good price. You know, the first season's been very affordable many times. This one just came out recently. I've watched both seasons. I was probably into it more the first season, but it was still quite good in this season, and I did enjoy it. I believe they're both 13 episodes. So if you like the DC stuff, don't be scared off that it's got, you know, like a little girl as the main character. It's a fun show. It's entertaining. So that's that. That's Stargirl Season 2. It is on HBO Max, so if you don't want to buy it and you have access to HBO Max, that's a good way to check her out. Check the show out, not the girl. She's actually not that great. Let's see. I wanted to show something with that, but I don't have my stuff organized here. Okay, so another DC show. This one, I actually like this a lot more than I thought it would. Kind of a tearjerker, quite honestly. Really enjoyed this season. This is 15 episodes of drama, of superhero action. Lots of drama, let's be honest. It is Superman and Lois here on Blu-ray. I got this during the Target. No, scratch that. The Amazon buy two get one. So I still paid a decent amount for this. Maybe, I don't know, 16 or something like that. But I really like this one, actually. I thought that, you know, the two boys were good. The sons of Superman and Lois. I thought the guy who played Superman, he was apparently in a little bit of Supergirl. I think I might have even seen him in one of those other DC shows, probably Supergirl. He's very good in this, I feel like. The woman who plays Lois Lane, you know, she's pretty decent. And then there's some other characters in this too that are very good. The one son here has like a love interest in it, and I thought everything was pretty solid. I actually enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would. Definitely check this out. I watched all 15 episodes like pretty quick, just within a few days. I really got hooked on this one. I just like how it really weaved together the superhero elements, the drama with the kids, and the so it's set in Smallville, but this show has more of like a running storyline, whereas Smallville, at least the seasons I watched, it was more of like a superhero of the week sort of thing. But this has a nice running storyline. I do have to say I did enjoy this show more than Stargirl season 2. This might be one of my favorite DC show seasons. Arrow season 1, I don't know that anything's gonna beat that. That was fantastic, and Arrow season 2 was really good also. But you know, this one pretty close. It's pretty close. What else did I get from the Amazon buy 2 get 1, you may ask? And momentarily I am going to figure out the answer to that. Yeah, I believe this is one of them. I got this Harley Quinn DC show from the Amazon buy 2 get 1. I did watch one episode of this, and it's entertaining, but it's more, I like kind of more the serious stuff, like, you know, the Batman the animated series. This is more of like a jokey one, swearing, and it tries to be just pretty much funny all the time and stuff like that, which probably fits more with like Harley Quinn and stuff. Although they did have a Batman show where it seemed like it was all jokey too. I have that one. But so if you like that sort of thing, kind of like adult humor and stuff like that. So this is the first 2 seasons, 594 minutes. And it does have a pretty good cast. And I might have showed this last week. I don't know. Am I showing that again for the second time? I had another one. Did I not grab it over there? I had another animated TV show. There it is. I didn't organize this very well. This is kind of a spur of the moment video. But I got Legion of Superheroes. This is another Warner Archive. These are both Warner Archive releases, by the way. So you're gonna have to pay a little bit for these. You know, I paid, I don't know, $15 or a little bit more for these in the buy 2 get 1 sale. But they are good. They are worth it. I mean, I don't know if Legion of Superheroes is worth it, quite honestly. But if you like this sort of thing, which I grew up on, you know, Batman the animated series, and I do like those sort of things. And I watched, what was that one? There's one of them where they're like the kids and they're like a team. I watched a season or maybe even into the second of that. That was pretty good too. So some more. A really good Michael Caine movie. I feel like this is underrated, and I really have to do a review on this movie because I was starting to think about it more, and it is called A Shock to the System, put out by Shout Select. It's a really... there's some depth to this movie. Also a lot of like humor aspects to it. And I think some deeper aspects that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily think about. So I really want to make a video and talk about this one more. And just, you know, part of it's interesting how they have Michael Caine here, and then you got the 2 towers. And I'm assuming this was like the original movie poster back in 1990. It seems like there's a lot of movie posters and stuff where they got the 2 towers on them. Just a quinky dink, and there's all sorts of aspects to this one as far as a shock to the system, and then what happened. Like, for example, what happened to the 2 towers? A shock to the system. So it's almost like spelling things out in a creepy way, and no, it is not just a coincidence. How do you know that, PMAC? Give me a freaking break. But there's a lot more to it. A shock to the system in many ways. You could take a look at this movie and try to break down what does it mean, a shock to the system, and you could just go over all the different aspects of this movie showing a shock to the system. So I might do like a whole video on that, maybe. Let's see. Okay. This one was $10. before the deal, so it ends up being like 6 something. And it's a movie I've never seen called 13 Sins. Mark Webber, Rutina Wesley, I don't know all these. Pruitt Taylor Vince is in this, and Ron Perlman. And it just sounded like a movie that's up old PMAX alley. They're telling him, you know, he's got to do this stuff, and then he's going to get all this money. And then, let's see. He's on a camera game show. He's informed he's on a camera game show where he must execute 13 tasks. So then he's given instructions. He gets thousands of dollars in his bank account. And then I think it continues going into that direction. And there's been some other movies similar to this, but this type of movie is something that I'm intrigued by. A lot of times there's kind of a lot of metaphors put in that sort of thing, so I like that. Another one that went along with that buy two get one that was $10, which I may have showed off last week. I don't know. I don't think so. Was that 2 weeks ago that I made a video? PMAX confused. It is The Trust here, starring Elijah Wood and Nicolas Cage. I did get this from Goodwill on DVD for $2, but for basically 6 something with the code, I went ahead and grabbed it again, and I think I got like $4 back for the code, so I really only paid $2 or $3 for this baby. Yeah, because I didn't actually. I stacked the buy two get one with a credit card discount. That's right. So I paid less than $5 for this, at least before tax. So I only ended up paying like less than $2 for this after the code. Nick Cage, you beer yourself, baby. Actually, I like Elijah Wood probably more. I'm trying to see if I got any more buy two get ones. I got just movies all over the place here. These are all Best Buy stuff. Best Buy has a deal that we're talking about here today. I do have some Target buy two get one that I will share. Let's take a look-see at those. I have kind of put off getting this, and I'm glad I did because I ended up getting it for only like $8 in this deal. It is a Sylvester Stallone called Paradise Alley, and apparently it has to, they're like wrestling. They're getting into like professional wrestling. This is from 1978. I've never seen this one. I do want to get all of Stallone's movies. The artwork got a little bit messed up. That's what I'm looking at. The case and the artwork got a little bit messed up. But I like to get all Stallone's movies, or most of them anyway. And at $8, this was just too good. It was 13 buy two get one, so it ended up being about $8. That's too good. It's just too good. And I paired with that another Shout Select, Film Noir, Veronica Lake, Robert Preston in This Gun for Hire. Another Shout Select for only about $8. You do it. You beer yourself. And then this one was also 13 and buy two get one. A movie that I remember when I was younger watching. It is Shaquille O'Neal in Blue Chips. This was when Shaq was pretty young still. He was either, I would think he was probably in the NBA with the Orlando Magic, or possibly he was in college when they made this. I'm thinking he was probably in the NBA. I'm not totally sure. It's from 1994. It would have been really early on in his pro career if that's the case. But it's also starring Mary McDonnell from Dances with Wolves, a PMAC classic, fantastic movie. You could watch Dances with Wolves every night. Such a good movie. At least I could. I guess I can't really speak for you. William Friedkin directed this. From 1994, 107 minutes. Beer me. I like that one. This one I have never seen, but it seems like a lot of people were interested in this, and I was able to get it for, I think it was 12 buy two get one, so $8-ish, $8. So I think the $13 ones end up being a little bit more than $8 actually, but I do get 5% back with my Target card. It is LA Story here. with Steve Martin plus the digital code. The slipcover, I would say, is good enough. I mean, the slipcover is nice. It's like glossy, and it did get dinged a little bit because Target's shipping leaves a lot to be desired, but got that one. I think that might be it for the buy two get ones. I do want to say, though, this next one, Joe Masiello was kind enough to send this to me. I had talked to him about it, and he knew I loved the movie and that I really wanted the 4K with a nice slippy. I actually really enjoyed this movie, which I could talk about a little bit more in a reviews video, but it is Eternals here on 4K with a nice slippy. There was also the Best Buy Steelbook and stuff like that. First of all, I don't collect Steelbooks. If I was gonna like choose a Steelbook over like a regular edition or whatever, this might be the type of movie to do it, because I did really like the movie. And I might like it for different, like, I'm looking at it from a different angle a lot of times than people who didn't like the movie, and I'll talk about that a little bit. I thought the artwork on this slipcover one was better than the Steelbook, and I feel like Steelbooks are just always damaged, and it's just, you get a homework assignment, whereas slipcovers are a lot easier to come by. Even if you don't get a decent one, you can figure out a way if you're crafty. Now, you don't really have to be that crafty. I almost felt like when I watched this, I didn't really watch it as a Marvel movie, and I think that actually made me like it more. That, people were going into it thinking, this is a new Marvel movie, focusing on that aspect of it. I didn't. I took it as its own entity, an own thing, an own world. I mean, it's still in the Marvel universe, and they do bring up some of the other characters, but it's pretty much its own thing, more or less. And I really enjoyed it. There's a lot of mythology to it. Icarus even flies too close to the sun at the end, which actually he flew too close to, I think Icarus is the character, right? And then I watched another movie right after that, the next movie after I watched this one for the second time, and the character in the next movie I watched said something about Icarus flying too close to the sun, because it's mythology, baby. They take these characters from ancient old stories, and I mean, a lot of it I don't even know about. I haven't really looked into everything. But I bet if you looked into it, a lot of the stories where they got these characters from, you'd find out more about their decisions, why they do what they do, and some of the storylines of this, and kind of what their character represents, and all that sort of stuff like that. It's got the normal pushing certain agendas and stuff in it, but that's just kind of a side thing to me. I don't be like, oh, I mean, you could, when they make it like a total focal point of the movie, that's one thing, but I just a lot of times will just try to enjoy what I enjoy out of it, and kind of, there's certain messages, there's certain little things they put in there to kind of, I think, piss most people off, quite honestly. But I try to focus on what entertains me out of it, and kind of ignore the stuff that could irritate some people. But I really like this one, and I watched it. I saw it in the theater, and then I watched it again here on the Blu-ray, actually, because they say the 4K is pretty dark, but the packaging of the 4K I definitely like more. So I do recommend that one. A lot of people, of course, don't like it. And if you're looking at it from just the regular Marvel popcorn movie sort of thing, you very well might not like it, because there's some more depth to it. And I think it's a popcorn movie too, but there's more other stuff going on in it that interested me, so I like that one. And thank you to Joe Masiello for buying me a copy of this. I really do appreciate that. Joe Masiello's the man. I probably wouldn't even be making videos anymore if it wasn't for Joe Masiello. He kind of befriended me pretty early on in my YouTube career and is definitely the closest friend I've made from making these videos. And I don't know, I probably would have just threw in the towel at some point if it wasn't for Joe. So he's kept PMAC movies alive until today. There's been many times where I thought about, like, what's the point of this? But I continue. So you folks can all thank Joe Masiello for making PMAC movies still around, still making videos. But let's continue on. Let's see. What goodies do I have in here? All sorts of goodies. There's all sorts of good stuff. You might have just saw some. They're actually kind of... Okay, right here, yeah. Let's take a look at what you guys could get at Big Lots. Nothing too exciting. Maybe a little bit exciting. And again, Joe Masiello gave me a $10 off 20 coupon for Big Lots, or else I wouldn't have gotten these. Huge contributor to PMAC movies, of course, is Mr. Joe, and just giving me these sweet deals. So here we go. We got a movie that I do have on DVD. It is The Guillotines. This is a Chinese movie, it looks like. These tend to be quite entertaining. Haven't opened it up yet. Another one that I have on DVD, it is Born to Raise Hell with Steven Seagal. It's got Steven Seagal in it. It must be good. Check out the Mad TV skits with Steven Seagal, where Will Sasso plays Steven Seagal. You can probably find those on YouTube. Will Sasso. I remember watching those back in the... Was that the late 90s when I watched those? Probably. This is a good one, but it's been a while since I've seen it. It is Redemption, starring Jason Statham. I really like Jason Statham. I like almost all of his movies. I like his charisma. He's got charisma. And I don't remember exactly what happens in this particular one, but I know I enjoyed it as a nice, entertaining action popcorn movie. Am I hitting something back there? I guess not. What was I going to say? This was released on Lionsgate. Lionsgate released this on Blu-ray with digital code, but I went ahead and got this Canadian one there from Big Lots. And then I had to buy it again because it has a nice Slippy Dippy Doo. Paradise Hills here. Actually a pretty decent movie, pretty solid. It's got Emma Roberts, Awkwafina, and Mila Jovovich. I do like Emma Roberts, not a huge Mila Jovovich fan or anything like that. I do like Emma though. And this is a pretty solid one. I think in my reviews video I gave it a 3 or a 3.5 out of 5. It is a fun one. I was pretty entertained by it, and the slipcover is pretty nice. It's pretty decent on this. It's like a glossy slip. Put out by, I don't know, Samuel Goldwyn Films. Some company that doesn't, I don't think, releases a whole lot of Blu-ray. Could be wrong, though. But I have a lot of Blu-rays and not a whole lot of that company, I don't think so. We'll just go through some random stuff now. Josh, who I emailed back and forth with, recommended this one, and I did read about it a little bit, and it sounded pretty good. It was Edmund here on Blu-ray. I believe this was $7.99, put out by MVD Visual. William H. Macy, Mina Suvari, Denise Richards, and Julia Stiles. Doesn't seem like she's in much anymore. Seems like the last thing I saw her in was Dexter. And it's got, I think that's Norm from Cheers on the back there. Is that Norm from Cheers? I don't even see his name on here. Stuart Gordon directed this. Is he the guy who directed Society? That absolutely phenomenal Arrow Video movie that has a whole ton of truth in it. Society. Wasn't this, okay. No, maybe Stuart Gordon didn't do this. This was Usna, Brian Usna. Okay, after producing Stuart Gordon's hit Reanimator, Brian. So I knew that Stuart Gordon was somehow involved in, indirectly maybe involved in that. But Edmund on Blu-ray there. Some other just random kind of stuff I got from Amazon because they were pretty cheap, and I did have some Amazon credit too, so some of these ended up being free. I got Lovebirds, which was available to me on Netflix and still is, but I read pretty good things about it, and it was like $5.49 with the code. And like I said, I think I bought this with some Amazon credit card rewards, and then it did drop to $4.99, so it's 50 cents cheaper right now, I do believe. But I do like action comedies, which I think this is, so I think it'll probably be a good one for me and Charmy to watch, maybe. This one actually looks like a crappy straight-to-video type of thing, but it actually got pretty solid customer reviews and actually decent critical reviews too, I thought, based on what I saw there. American Fighter with Slippy. This one I believe was $5.49. And then I looked at it recently and it went up to $5.99. So that other one went down 50 cents. This one went up 50 cents. But with the code, I beered it $5.49 with the code. Another cheapie, which this one sounds probably pretty crappy. I think I might have just felt like buying something. It's Assault on VA33. This is actually a Paramount release with Sean Patrick Flannery and Mark Dacascos. Sean Patrick Flannery is also in this one. An Assault on VA33, this might have been $5.49 also. It was right around there. It was very affordable with the code. Why are you buying that trash, P-Mac? Shh. Zippy. Don't judge me. You can judge me. I don't really care. Up next, this was, I believe, $5, $4.99, whatever. My Girl and My Girl 2 from Mill Creek. And Sony, I believe, released both of these, but they're like $20 each. I don't know that, like, the picture quality... I would think that the Sony picture quality is a decent amount better and some special features. But I'm not going to watch special features. And, what the heck is going on in that little screenshot? What is going on there? Why did they put that on the back? This is... I'm speechless. But glad to get that for very cheap. I didn't have those on DVD either. Up next, this was one that I ordered from Bull Moose, and I was very, very happy with. I was very happy with how they packaged it in like a little box, and this was $20. No tax. So I decided to go ahead and get. I didn't want to miss out on it because I read that this was a really good movie and it's got a nice Slippy, and I didn't want to miss out. I'm not usually the type that doesn't want to. I don't want to miss out on it. I might regret it for the rest of my life. But these kung fu ones I do really like. So went ahead and got it from Bull Moose, which was the cheapest at the time. I did end up, I could have got it cheaper like a few days later. But it is Legendary Weapons of China. And I read like a good review on Blu-ray.com, and I might even watch this one this weekend. We'll see. I don't know. A little sorcery with the kung fu, magic. This is 105 minutes from 1982. Just put out here recently by 88 Films here in the U.S. Very nice that they are having their 88 Asia collection released here in the U.S., at least some of them. Limited edition with some goodies. Now, although Bull Moose did a very nice job, excuse me, packing it well, this actually had a big, I'll show you. Hang around. Don't go anywhere. No cuts. This type of case is not something that you get very often, even with as many Blu-rays as I have. This is like one that some releases in the UK get this sort of case here. And it was broken on top, as you can see. Let's see. Right there. And I could not figure out another movie that I could use for it. I really wanted this movie in a non-cracked case, though. And then I realized my last Indicator order, there was some like super cheap collector's edition Indicator movies. They were like giving them away. It was like $6 each or some crazy thing for nice Indicator editions with a booklet. And I was like, oh, those cases will probably work. And there were several of those movies where like I didn't even want them that bad, but I had to get up to the 200 pounds for free shipping, or else the shipping was going to be like quite a bit. So like I don't really care about this movie. The effect of gamma rays on Man in the Mood Marigolds. So I was like, I'm just gonna swap it, and they're the same case. It was beautiful. This crack does kind of like come out, but it doesn't damage the artwork or anything. So really glad to be able to have this one with a mint slipcover. Mint slipcover and case. I'm losing it a little bit. But you do get like the booklet and the poster, and then the artwork is the same on the slipcover. I do like to reverse these. You get like the original artwork with them, and then the nice new slappy tappy artwork. If you put it in there the wrong way, it's really gonna get beat up. This is a really, really nice slipcover there. I really like the artwork on that. That is pretty. It's pretty. Now I got this damn Marigolds movie over here. We don't need this with a cracked case. I do gotta hurry up now though, because dinner's almost ready and I don't want to delay things. Another one of those 88 Films Asia collection ones, the Chinese Boxer. This is from Best Buy. They had like a 20% off, which I think is still going now, and maybe tomorrow also, 20% off if you buy 2 or more. There's details of it on the Blu-ray.com message board. This is the limited edition, so I ended up getting it for like $16, which was really good. And then I was able to pre-order 2 more of these Asia collection ones, and being able to get them for $16 each is fantastic. This one also is supposed to be very good, so I look forward to being able to sit down and watch it. I might watch it this weekend. I'm not sure. It depends what I feel like watching. Definitely some horror movies, including one of the ones in this little stack here. I do have to start. I like to kind of go through this slowly, talk about the movies, really kind of like, you know, give them their due rather than just go through them quick. But now I'm gonna have to go through it quick because I think the soup's almost ready. A movie that I have seen, starring Ethan Hawke, First Reformed. Amanda Seyfried is also in it. This is a very interesting and thought-provoking drama movie directed by Paul Schrader, who did Taxi Driver and Affliction. I believe Ethan Hawke plays a priest in this, and this is a A24 movie. Definitely one that I could revisit. Ethan Hawke is one of my favorites. This is one this was $10, 20% off, $8. That's pretty good with the code. This is another one where Best Buy and Amazon have it for like $10, which is already pretty good for it. And then with the 20% off from Best Buy, it is a beer me baby. And I did watch some of this also. Somehow it might have been through Amazon Prime Video or something. It's on there, I do believe. It is The Black Coat's Daughter. This is a horror, and it sounds like it's got some interesting twists and turns. I can't remember how much of it I watched. I don't think a whole lot. Another one I had my eye on, and I was able to get it for the same price as those other two. It is The Hero, starring Sam Elliott. Went ahead and grabbed that. Don't know a ton about it. Looks like more of a drama. I do like some Sam Elliott, though. And then just a fantastic movie. I wish this came with the slip cover, but it's been out for so long, you can't really expect that. But this is a fantastic movie. Christopher Nolan movie, one of his best, starring Hugh Jackman, Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Scarlett Johansson, David Bowie. It is The Prestige. Absolutely fantastic. Apparently there's some issues with this release versus a foreign release. I was kind of reading about a little bit on Blu-ray.com. So this is just a great movie, though, and glad to be able to replace my Blu-ray. I think there were some issues with the original Blu-ray too, so I'm glad to be able to get the 4K. I do have to text Charmy because she's wondering where I am. Okay, what is this? A new... Somebody's using my Apple ID. I better see what Charmy's doing. So this is the grand finale here. I got some cool stuff from Goodwill here, and a show that I have wanted for a while now, but it's quite expensive unless you buy the bootlegs on eBay. It is Morrow Mysteries here. I got from Goodwill. I got season 1 here, which me and Charmy have been watching and enjoying. It is a nice light show set in Toronto, which I've been to Toronto like, I don't know, 10 times or maybe more than that in my life, including watching Michael Jordan back in the day. I got season 2. The DVDs are pretty solid too. The picture quality for DVDs is pretty decent, I thought. Season 2, a really nice show for me and Charmy to be able to watch together, which is nice. Season 4, Season 8, and Season 9. So the focus of this show is on Detective there, Detective Murdoch. Sorry if I flipped you off there. I didn't mean to do that. But Detective Murdoch, and pretty interesting character. They go into his backstory a little bit with some of the episodes to get you into like one episode. His father was in, which was kind of cool. So it brings kind of like a personal element to it. And then, so they also had a couple more seasons, but it looks like the person bought the other ones used and they were like scratched up, so I passed on those. The Morrow Mysteries were $5 each, so they weren't like super cheap, but that was a good deal on them. And then finishing up here, Enduring Love with Daniel Craig is mostly what I got. I do like the James Bond movies with Daniel Craig. And I do gotta go. Charmy keeps texting me. Gotta finish this up. But thanks for watching. Take a look in the description section for ways that you can help out the channel. Thank Joe Masiello for keeping this channel alive. And everybody else who comments and donates to PMAC. There are several other people who do also, who've been very generous sending me things and just being my pal. But yeah, that's it, because I gotta go. I gotta go eat. Charmy's making me rush. We'll see you next time on PMAC Movies.